stupid. They're stupid.
He's hot. Well, he was.
Señor, they don't speak the Spanish.
They're all on crack.
We put together a group of 4 teens talking about the issues that matter most to them.
Legalize marijuana.
Her dress is way too short.
Abortion and things like that.
The likelihood of the zombie apocalypse happening is very low. Unless everybody in Atlanta gets hopped up on bath salts and starts eating people, you're not gonna need that fully automatic AK-47.
They represent a perfect balance between conservative, liberal, independent, and socioeconomic backgrounds.
I feel like that might have not been the greatest thing to say.
I think I would feel more comfortable with that.
But they've been watching us, the adults. How has the current political environment affected their thinking? Can they agree to disagree? Let's meet them and see.
My name is Alicia Heidman. I'm 15 years old. I'm a sophomore in high school, and my family is Republican.
I'm Andrew Hoover. I'm a freshman in high school, and I'm independent.
My name is Ryan Aiken. I'm 17. I'm a junior in high school, and I'm Republican.
I'm Bianca Loren. I'm a freshman in high school, and I'm definitely Democrat.
Something changed.
He's hot. Well, he was.
So this is the whole Clint Eastwood empty chair Obama thing.
He's like, what?
I just want to throw out real quick, I think this is proof that Clint Eastwood, as great as an actor as he is pretty senile.
This whole Republican convention, they're talking too much about his personal life.
They're getting nothing into politics.
I understand I'm Republican and I should be like all over this, but I'm kind of saddened by my own party's decisions in the way of the convention right now. I mean...
My mom and dad gave their kids the greatest gift of all, the gift of unconditional love.
When he speaks, it kind of seems forced.
Who we would be.
It always kind of seems. I know, but like it just it feels like it's not genuine sometimes.
And not our world like the loving hearts and arms of mothers and fathers.
Well, I don't have a mom and dad, so
Yeah.
Where's your point?
He just lost half his vote.
Yeah. I think he's a good person, but he's not suitable for president.
We need a businessman right now.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah. That's the biggest problem in the U.S. right now. I mean, we're broke as a country right now.
That's why I was sad when Donald Trump, he was gonna try out for president. When he dropped out, that saddened me because we need a businessman in our economy.
Boring. It's grooving.
I like the Democratic crowd.
Yeah, me too.
In Tampa a few days ago, we heard a lot of talk.
Let's get their attention, move my hands. Jedi mind tricks. The crowd is so weird. They're all on crack.
They're all on crack.
I say count the dreadlocks.
This crowd is so weird. He's getting into it.
He's got this crap right here on his mouth, and it's driving me crazy.
Herpes.
You can tell they spent a lot more money on this video than the Republican convention did.
Even when the odds are great. Even when the vote is not.
Did you hear the girl in the back? I love you.
He reminds me of Kennedy. Her dress is way too short.
It seems like everybody's overlooking the fact that our country is actually not a democracy, it's a republic.
Yeah.
Everybody.
It's a democratic republic.
Yeah, it's a democratic republic.
But it's still not a democracy, it's a republic. We elect officials to make decisions for us. That's what a republic is.
Yeah.
So he's like, democracy doesn't have to be a blood sport. Well, it's not democracy, it's republic.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of both.
Yeah, it's...
I know, but I'm just saying, they should probably clarify that.
When I was looking at the people in the audience in the Republican convention, they kind of seemed like,
businessmen.
Yeah, like businessmen, and I have to be here, I have to be straight, I have to be here, I have to be straight, I have to
look professional.
Look professional. But here, when I'm watching these people in the Democratic convention, they're sitting here and they're crying, they're laughing. It feels like they have so much more emotion, so much more feelings. Like they have more of a reason to be there. They just feel so.
It's more personal to them.
Right, it's more personal. They feel so dedicated to this.
It seemed like they actually let the general public into there, like whereas the
Right.
Republicans, yeah, it seemed like only certain people were allowed to come in.
Right.
They just had to
The
be
ones that looked
high-class
official.
businessmen.
The problem is the fact that America, we've gotten lazy. Starting business is too hard. Employing a bunch of people is too hard. I'd rather just join a big company that's already there. Do you think that the people building the railroads across the US way back in the day, just one day what if one day they decided, oh, this is too hard. I don't want to do this anymore. This is too hard. I'm just gonna hop on my wagon and go back home and live off other people's monies. And that's what America's lacking right now. We think we're the bee's knees automatically. We feel entitled, and because of that.
So wait, so are you saying that Obama right now is trying to prevent that from happening? Trying to prevent people from creating their businesses?
I don't think that Obama's trying to prevent people from having small businesses, but I don't think he's trying to help them either.
A lot of people would love to have a business, open a business, run a business, but it's like,
Where do they get the money? You need
have
to have some money to invest in a business.
People used to respect America because we were the country that got things done. You want to know what happened? We said, hey, we're going to go to the moon. And everybody said, no, you're not. And guess what? 10 years later, what happened? We put a man on the moon. And not only did we put a man on the moon, we left the lander there and we put a flag there so that if anybody else goes there, we're like, we were here first. This is our territory. We were the country that got things done.
Wait. We were spending so much money trying to figure out what was in space or whatever when we're not focusing on our country. We were spending so much money on that we didn't have enough money to pay off our debt here, which is what is important.
We just don't know where to cut funding because the people that we have right now that are running the bills are stupid. They're stupid. Yeah. What we need to do is stop spending billions and billions of dollars on they spent more money on political campaigns this year than they did on the NASA program in the past 10 years before they shut it down. Just so that everybody can slam everybody else and talk smack. That's what kindergartners do. That's what elementary school students do. They sit there and they fight amongst each other and they start rumors. What I'm saying is instead of spending money on all these stupid campaigns to just slam other people, tell people how you feel, tell people the way you stand on things, put your opinions out there, and let people decide for themselves. I'm not just talking about Democrats, I'm saying we're doing it too. I mean, Mitt Romney ran an ad saying that Obama cut $716 billion out of, I can't remember what it was. Okay, well, you know how much money you spent running that ad?
Right. Yeah.
How about instead of spending the money running that ad, how about you put that money back in the education system and do it yourself?
Right.
But it's the same with the Democrats. They're doing the same thing. They put Romney on blast because he's Mormon. We're not voting him into office because he should be the United States Pope or the United States priest. We're putting him in office to make presidential decisions. And then Romney had to spend billions of dollars putting all those ads on YouTube saying, oh, I'm a surfer, I'm a professional BMXer, and I'm a Mormon.
Yeah, see, but by these people saying all this, wouldn't that lead up to everybody against them? Yeah, you sure you have that small amount of people that are against Mormons?
I think it's just awful that these basketball players and football players and all these entertainers and athletes are getting millions of dollars for putting a ball in a hoop.
The taxing system we have would work if it weren't for the fact that there are so many loopholes, and we need to fix the loopholes and check and make sure that people are paying what they owe. We don't need to raise taxes on anybody. We really don't, rich or poor. We don't need to raise taxes on anyone. What we need to do is make sure people are actually paying.
No, I think we should raise taxes on the rich because they should owe more taxes.
Well, they should, but they do already. They're just not paying it.
Well, they need to pay it.
Watching your mother die of something that could have been prevented, that's a tough thing to deal with.
You know, I had a lot of health problems and I had a lot of lung problems, and it got to the point where my health insurance said, you know, you've had so many problems over this past year, these past few years, and we just can't cover you anymore. But now I'm covered again. And I feel like abortion is a personal decision.
Well, obviously it's really important. I was supposed to be aborted. I was supposed to. It was a little too late though. So I was fortunate enough to not be. I had two little brothers that were aborted. So, I mean, I can't look at it from a female point of view because obviously my name's not Jessica. But I can see how it doesn't, I mean, it's an issue, it can be an issue on a religious basis, and it can also be an issue on another basis. And I don't think religion should play a part in the decision, considering the fact that, again, the president isn't the priest of the country, he's not the pope of the country, he's the president. So if it's coming from a religious point of view, that's your own personal deal.
If the girl has a reason where she can't carry on with the pregnancy, like there's medical issues, or the child's gonna die anyway, or she could die, or they could both get hurt, or something is, you know, she has some kind of drastic medical issue, then, I mean, yeah, because we don't want to harm the woman or the child.
I would be more comfortable as a Republican if they had more of an open mind to things. Yeah, well, if they were a little bit more liberal, especially about issues such as abortion and things like that.
I think it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
It's all fine and dandy, sounds like daisies and unicorns, but that's not going to happen because whether you preach abstinence or not, entertainment on television right now glorifies sex at an early age.
People are going to be people.
Especially teenagers having, you know, their hormones changing and everything. People are going to have urges, people are going to be people, and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just, I mean, we shouldn't be so accepting that, oh, we're just going to have sex. Because back in the day, if you were 16 years old and you got pregnant, oh my gosh, you were a horrible person. You were a skank and you were disgusting. Nowadays, you get 16 and you get pregnant, they give you a television show on MTV and give you a few $1 million a year, and it's all fine and dandy.
Well, no,
it's glorified.
It's not well, it is glorified, but the point of those shows that they're putting on is
to show the hardship of having a child.
Yeah.
It's not like they're on the show saying, "Oh yay, baby, I get to spend money. I get to have arguments with my parents every day. I get to, you know, never sleep."
Yeah.
So it's to show teenagers the
to
consequences.
show their life, you know, and what they have to go through as a consequence.
I just think we're too accepting as a whole to the idea of it. I mean, and it's not even just, you know, young people having children, babies raising babies. I think it's also people that are unfit to be parents raising babies.
Right.
Snooky. If it is gonna happen, this is what you can do to protect yourself and make sure that nobody is harmed by this, if it is going to happen.
Legalize marijuana.
It would also resolve conflicts on the borders too.
Yeah, and I don't see why it shouldn't be legalized. I mean,
if alcohol is legal, marijuana should be legal.
And cigarettes too. I mean,
with restrictions. With fully automatic weaponry, okay, look, as much as, you know, as people like to fantasize about it, the likelihood of the zombie apocalypse happening is very low. Unless everybody in Atlanta gets hopped up on bath salts and starts eating people, you're not gonna need that fully automatic AK-47. You're just not. And using it as an excuse, well, I like to use it for hunting. Okay, if you need a fully automatic machine gun to hunt, you need a new hobby because you are terrible. The deer's not gonna pick up a gun and shoot back at you. I say let the Mexican government be involved in controlling the border, and this is why. Fun fact, 2 weeks ago, a group of 15 illegal immigrants came across the Mexican border of Middle Eastern descent that had terrorist ties, and guess what? They all got caught. You want to know why? Because they crossed the border with the group of illegal immigrants, and one of the Mexicans ran up to Border Patrol and said, "Señor, señor, they no speak the Spanish."
Well, yeah.
I think that if you're an illegal immigrant under the age of 18, you should be granted citizenship here. Because obviously then you came with your parents and it wasn't necessarily your decision. We have kind of started something with the women of the Middle East that they're trying to be able to have the freedom that they should be able to have, and now they're fighting with us for it. But if we leave right now, we're leaving them there alone, and who knows what the men of that country will do because they have so much power over the women.
Okay. Yeah. You want to know why we're still there? Capitalism, baby. Because we thought, all right, we've reformed this country. Guess what we can do now? We're gonna make a lot of money off this place.
You know, I think that this war should be over, but we need to tie off all the loose ends before we leave.
We should kind of fix things as much as we can, as much as we possibly can, and then leave.
Ronald Reagan's the devil, Jesus is black, and the government's lying about 9/11.
All right. Okay.